Hello and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falvo. From show-stopping florals to unforgettable I-dos, on today's show we're diving into the heart of New Jersey's wedding scene. We'll chat with Kenneth Malagiere, who brings dream weddings to life while also supporting students and local organizations through his philanthropic work. But first, we'll meet Jacqueline Truesdale, General Manager of the Beau Truesdale Wedding Venues, based in Point Pleasant. Her father, George, built these venues with one goal: to create spaces so beautiful he'd be proud to host his own daughter's weddings. Their family's passion for hospitality goes beyond just events. It's about creating lasting memories and giving back to the community in meaningful ways. Jacqueline, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I love chatting with you off camera about everything weddings because there is no place like the Garden State to have a wedding.
Yep, I would agree with you with that.
Talk to us about your three venues.
So we own three venues. We have the Mill Lakeside Manor in Spring Lake Heights, Clark's Landing Yacht Club in Point Pleasant, and then the Bradford Estate in Hainesport, New Jersey. I think what's special about our venues is we have all-inclusive wedding packages, meaning we make it like super easy for our couples to come in, and we include everything from the food, the alcohol, and the decor and the amazing service. So we like, in regards to the decor, that's the wedding cake, the cake stand, table numbers, card box, the centerpieces. So we really like try to make it a one-stop shop and make it easier for, couples that don't want to spend the time and the extra money on those extra things.
I mean, planning a wedding is like another full-time job.
Yes, it
is. In and of itself. You have three venues. Talk to us about the personalities of each.
So I would say they're definitely different. Clark's Landing's on the Manasquan River, so it's a little bit more of like a nautical feel where you're overlooking the Manasquan River. There's boats passing by, definitely like a fun energy, especially in the summertime. The Mill Lakeside Manor is in Spring Lake, which is a very beautiful, quaint town. We're located on a private lake, definitely a little bit more quiet. We have a beautiful outdoor ceremony space. And then the Bradford Estate is in Hainesport. We have beautiful gardens there, so definitely like quiet too, beautiful outdoor ceremony space, great spot at all three locations though for pictures.
Oh, that all sounds beautiful. Which one is your favorite, if you could choose?
I don't know. I mean, I just got married at Clark's Landing.
Oh, congratulations.
But I always said, and that was really because they had the date available. I don't know. Every time I go to each one, I'm on that. Like that's my favorite. And I honestly say that when a lot of our couples will tour, a lot of them tour the Mill and Clark's and sometimes the Bradford too, and I'll like travel with them and I'm like, I don't know, now that I'm here, like this is my favorite. Yeah. So, but a lot of the couples, they get the, they just know when they walk in if it's, the place for them or not.
100%. It's like trying on your wedding dress. Yeah. You just know.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your wedding though. You just got married and it was over the top.
Yes, it was. So I got married on New Year's Eve, so a couple of months ago, and being the general manager and overseeing the sales and the operations, I was a little bit nervous that I wasn't going to be able to enjoy the day and I was going to, kind of like micromanage things, but I did not. I was very proud of myself. It was a little weird, like being the bride at first, but I got used to it real quick. I enjoyed it. It was like all of our couples say, it was the best day of our life.
You had a New Year's Eve wedding, so I am sure you had awesome additions.
I did. We definitely got into like the New Year's vibe. At midnight, we had disco ball dancers come out, which was a surprise to all of our guests, which they spent the following hour just like partying with us. It also was my daughter's first birthday. So around like 12:15, we brought down the monitor, like the projector, and we showed her monitor and we were able to see her sleeping and we all sang her happy birthday. So that's probably like one of my favorite memories.
I think that is so amazing to get married at a venue that means so much to your family. How did your family get into the wedding business?
So my dad's also in the marina business, and he owned wedding venues with a partner like throughout New Jersey. And about like 20 years ago, he took one over at the Bradford Estate, and I think that like kind of sparked his interest of like getting really involved in it. And Clark's Landing was a restaurant, and they transformed that into a wedding venue. He just like saw that it could be a legacy for his family and something that we'd all be super passionate about and want to carry forward forever.
Talk about your role in the family business.
So I oversee the sales and the operations. So I work really closely with our sales team. So just making sure that we're, marketing and we're getting the leads that we need and setting up those tours and doing the best we can do there. And then with the operations team, which is like my maitre d's, assistant maitre d's, and making sure that we're delivering exceptional service every single wedding, every single time.
And by the way, Clark's Landing is ranked #1 throughout the entire state of New Jersey. Talk about what an honor that is.
Yeah, it's still shocking to us. That was a huge honor. In addition, the Bradford was ranked #9. I think it's just a huge testament to all of our staff and all of the hard work that has been, brought to our venues for the past 20 years. It's something that we do not take lightly. It actually, some people are like, oh, now you can sit back and relax. And I'm like, it's the exact opposite. We have to work even harder right now because we have to, prove our spot, prove to every guest that we deserve to be recognized as #1 and #9. But we are definitely appreciative of it.
And that was based on Google reviews, the Knot, all of that, all of the accumulations.
Yeah, out of 12,000 wedding venues on the Knot. And yeah, they took a look at all the aspects of our venue.
What do you think sets you apart from all of the other venues here?
I would definitely say like the attention that we give our couples. We have an amazing staff at all 3 venues. They truly care about our couples and making sure that they have the most amazing day along with their guests. So we say we treat you like family. I really feel like we do. We listen to our couples, we figure out what's important to them, and then the day of, like, our operations team just like they kill it with making sure that they anticipate every single need, so before you even know that you need water, we have that water there for you. So I think they feel that, energy when they come in for the tours and when they book for us, and it doesn't go away.
You obviously have to stay so ahead of all the wedding trends. Talk to us about your interactive dessert experience.
So the interactive dessert experience is something that we just brought to all of our venues about 6 months ago, where I don't know if you've seen the Cannoli Man on Facebook.
Yeah, I have.
I'm in all like the Facebook wedding groups, and someone posted, or multiple brides posted, and they're like, how do we get this Cannoli Man to our wedding? And I sent our chef the video, and I'm like, how can we do this? And we did. We were able to. We actually had a cannoli station, and we were able to make it interactive and bring it to the guests that were on the dance floor, at their tables, in the bar. And then it was such a big hit. We're like, how do we, take this a step further? So we brought all of our desserts and we made them, we bring them around on trays and in just fun ways of making sure that we don't have to start the party. So if you wanted to continue dancing on the dance floor or sit at your seat or be at the bar having a drink, we're going to come to you and make sure you get dessert.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. What are some other trends that you see?
Right now, a big trend is ceremonies, like having ceremonies on site. Recently at Clark's Landing, we created an indoor ceremony space because, at all 3 locations, we have outdoor ceremony space, but the weather's not always perfect. We created an indoor ceremony space, and we're actually currently doing that at the Mill as well. So that's definitely a big trend because it just makes it easier getting married on site and not having to, worry about transporting your guests from church to the venue.
And like we were saying off camera, you could have a special someone officiate. It's very easy to get that certificate now. I did it over the summer when I married my sister-in-law and her now husband, and your brother married you.
Yeah. And
it just makes for the most perfect special touch.
Yeah, that's a recommendation I give to our couples a lot. I'm like, if you can find, and sometimes it's not someone that sticks out to you right away. Like for my brother, we thought about it. We're like, who should we ask? And then it kind of came to us, so let's ask Luca. But it is very special having someone that knows you and that can speak about the 2 of you. And it just makes that day a little bit more special.
Totally. I want to talk about your family. Who is Beau Truesdale?
So Beau is my brother. He passed away 5 years now, and he used to be me. So he was the general manager of the 3 wedding venues. I was actually a teacher, so I wasn't involved in the family business, and he very suddenly passed away. And he is someone, that is very present in our life still. He did an amazing job. Every day I just kind of remind myself, I try to, he's very hard shoes to fill, but I try my best to do so.
So you were a teacher.
I was.
In Jersey City.
Yeah.
And is that what made you make the switch?
It was. So I love teaching. And then when my brother passed away, I just kind of saw the opportunity to help my family. And it was one of the worst things that ever happened to me, but also one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I absolutely love what I do.
How do you and the venues and your family carry on his legacy?
So we recently just renamed our umbrella name, which is like the name that describes all three wedding venues, Beau Truesdale Wedding Venues. So I think that was like a huge honor. And it just kind of reminds us of, you know, the importance of treating everyone like family, listening to our guests and our clients, and, you know, just remembering Beau.
Oh, well, that's just such a beautiful way to honor his legacy. And speaking of beautiful things that you and your family do, I know you're also very philanthropic in the community. Talk to us about some of the foundations that you work with.
Yes, we do a lot, I will say, for the community. You know, we're in a position where we can help the community, and we see the need to help our community. Things that we do throughout the year, I would say once or twice a year, we donate sandwiches to the police stations and the municipal office. Every August, we start collecting donations for the local schools that are in need of school supplies. In November, we start collecting coats for United Way and 180 Turning Around Lives. So coats for kids and adults that, you know, can't afford to buy coats in the winter season. We collect toys through we like host Santa brunches, so our couples that come back, they'll bring toys, and we donate those to Friends of JJ and Toys for Tots. In addition to that, we hold like alumni events where we invite our couples back to experience the night all over again. So they'll come and enjoy cocktail hour, dinner, dancing, but they do buy tickets, and we donate those proceeds to charities. So St. Jude's, Chopped, Children's Hospital, and the Ashley Lauren Foundation.
The Ashley Lauren Foundation, they're local in the Jersey Shore area. They do such amazing things for kids with cancer.
So we just did a big event. It was our first annual bow tie ball. So we did it in honor of my brother, but just last month. And we raised $60,000 for the Ashley Lauren Foundation. And that was one that's important to me, because it's helping the children and families like in our community in New Jersey, specifically like Monmouth and Ocean County, you know, those that are going through such a tough time because their kids have cancer. So you know, and that's something we look to do every year. Well,
I mean, what a family business you have built, and that you will continue to build. I'm so happy that you took the time to visit us up here in Nutley. I know Jersey Shore seems a little far away, but we thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Where can people find out more about you?
Each venues have their own website. So we have the MillLakesideManor.com, Clark's Landing Weddings, and the Bradford Estate, and we're on Instagram too.
Your venues sound amazing, and I can't wait to visit one.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
New Jersey packs a lot of wow into every winter getaway. Wow. So come and get your wow on till you're all warm and fuzzy inside. New Jersey, it's one wow after another, after another, after another. You get it. Find your wow at visitnj.org. Little state, lotta.
Our next guest, Kenneth Malagiere, is not only the owner of Narcissus Florals, a premier floral design studio with locations in Toms River and Spring Lake, he's also the executive director of the Ocean County College Foundation. Ken, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. It's just a pleasure to be with you.
I am so excited to have you here in studio because, as I was telling you off camera, whenever I have a floral need in the Jersey Shore area, I called you because I noticed your store along Route 37 in Toms River, and like, to me, you're it.
Oh, I appreciate you saying so. We really have quite a beautiful team that assembled there at Narcissus Florals in Toms River and in Spring Lake, so that really means a lot to us. Thank you.
So this is a family business.
It is.
How did it all begin?
When we were young, my father started this business. It was in Seaside Heights originally, and that was in the late 80s. And my brother, I happened to have a twin brother, and I grew up under the counter, as we like to say, and just kind of grew into the business, though it's not what I went to school for, just kind of happened that way. And when I was graduated from college and just not knowing whether I wanted to pursue a law degree at the time, decided to jump into the family business for a short time, and 20 years later this May, that short time turned into a lifetime.
How do you transition from thinking you're going to be a lawyer to floral design?
Well, I've always loved the arts and always loved expressing art through those textures and colors found in flowers, and as growing up in the business was always familiar with it. But it was quite a bit of a change. It was a jump to go from the mindset of trying to pursue a law degree to a small business owner. But I married a lawyer instead, so it worked out.
Ken, what sets your shop apart from all of the others?
So I really appreciate that question. And what sets us apart is really the artistry and the sourcing of the flowers from really all over the world. We have a really deep bench of artists at Narcissus Florals that really enjoy playing with those textures and colors and really making sure that each piece that they are creating is really a work of art in and of itself. All of our work on our website is original designs from our Narcissus Florals florists, and then they're replicated and added to.
Where do you source your flowers from?
So that some of the larger exporters are in South America, South Africa, Australia, and we do use third-party wholesalers that do much of the negotiation for us. However, we do go farm direct, especially through Holland and that floral market, as they produce a lot of the blooms that we use for weddings and events, which is predominantly the source of what we do at Narcissus Florals. Yeah.
So speaking of weddings, you do a lot with the Beau Truesdale properties. We just had Jacqueline Truesdale on the show. Talk to us about the wedding side of your business.
Oh, that's probably the most fun of what we do. And we have folks that are dedicated really to just working with our brides and grooms every step of the way. But really creating wedding flowers to bring a vision to life is so rewarding. And we really enjoy that. And we enjoy working at all of the Truesdale properties, not least of all Clark's Landing and the Mill, where we're literally there almost every weekend of the year.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's good for business. What are some trends that you're seeing?
So we're seeing a lot of textures, a lot of foliage. That is a tremendous trend right now. If you've been to a wedding recently, there are bouquets the size of toddlers, and all of those fun things, and bringing in different elements to bouquets, and also to the larger scale work for ceremonies and receptions as well. So that is certainly a trend, and just being able to express your own individuality through the flowers, whether it's through their textures or through the vibrancy of their color, for sure.
What's your favorite?
So my favorite flower is the peony. I find flowers, their beauty to be in that it is fleeting. And the peony has such a short season, but it is so beautiful. You can almost watch it open with the naked eye. And I just find that to be a connection with nature and just a beautiful bloom.
Does the Jersey Shore inspire a lot of the work that you do?
Oh, very much so. From the hydrangea to the grasses to the beautiful colors that we draw from the shore and the beach, I think it does inspire a lot of what we do, for sure.
By the way, the name of your shop.
Yes.
Narcissus.
Yes.
Such a catchy name. Where did that come to be?
So it is the flower. It is named after the flower. The narcissus, coincidentally, is the only flower that is the birth flower twice in the calendar year. It is the jonquil, the paper white, in January, and it is the daffodil, the jonquil, in March. My father's birthday happens to be in March, so I'm not saying that he's a narcissist, but that is how the name began.
March what? I have to ask.
March 26th.
Okay. No, my father's March too. March
Okay.
12th. My daughter's March 4th. So
There we have it.
A lot of
Yeah.
March energy, the Ides of March.
That's right. That's right.
I want to transition to your work with Ocean County. You are head of the Ocean County College Foundation.
Yes.
Which I think is unbelievable that you have the time to do that. First of all, how did you become involved?
So that brings me great joy. And I was a board member for 7 years before the position of executive director became available, when my best friend coincidentally stole our executive director for his family's foundation. And I was just simply encouraged by other board members to apply for the position. And thankfully, they saw their way clear to appointing me to the role of executive director. And in the last 7 years, together with this amazing board of 44 volunteer members, we have not only doubled our endowment, but we've tripled what we distribute annually to our students through scholarships and special program support. So we are just delighted and with everything that we're able to do each and every day at Ocean County College. Ocean County College specifically is the first community college established in New Jersey, which makes us the first foundation established just the year after. So we have a long history of supporting education in Ocean County, and we're just glad that it's our time to allow our students to shine. So
I love that. As part of the foundation duties, I'm sure you're throwing events.
We do.
To raise money.
We do.
The perfect person,
do.
right?
Yeah.
To be at the head of that. Talk about some of the events throughout the year.
So we host one of our signature events every summer, and this coming June 27th will be our annual scholarship celebration, where we're celebrating our 60th anniversary year. So it's our Jubilee year. We host it usually tented on our main lawn on our campus, and it is a wonderful event where we'll have honorees each year. This year's honorees are just really special folks. We have Mary Lancaster, who's the OCC comptroller. We have Phil Zitelli, representing the class of 1968. Also the GMAON Prima Foundation, who do just tremendous work preserving jazz and the arts in Ocean and Monmouth counties. So we're just so very pleased to have them in this summer as our honorees, distinguished honorees, and look forward to a wonderful event. And it is always flower forward. So
I am sure. What's the theme you're going with this year?
So given that it's the Jubilee year, there's going to be a lot of whites, a lot of ice blues for the Diamond Jubilee, and I think that it'll be just a spectacular summer evening under the stars.
Oh, it sounds it. It sounds it. What joy do you get from being head of that foundation?
So being able to assist students when sometimes they need it the most brings me the most joy. But also we have a tremendous speaker series where we're welcoming in thought leaders from around the world. At the height of the pandemic, we had Dr. Sanjay Gupta. We've had the day after elections, Doris Kearns Goodwin as a historian to give us some perspective. So we've had over 70 folks in through that series over the last 5 years. So that is a tremendous series that we're very proud to support as a foundation, but also our global travel. We have 6 international travel trips a year that our foundation supports for our students, some of whom have never left New Jersey. So that brings me great joy when I get those letters when they return about how they've had these life-affirming opportunities and adventures while they're learning and receiving 3 credits often for those courses.
That is amazing. And it helps business as well, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. Doing well by doing good is something that a lot of folks ascribe to, and I certainly do in my business. Being involved in nonprofits and charitable work finds great joy for me, but also I'm able to make those different connections and meet folks that I might not otherwise have met, and many of them thankfully become clients at Narcissus Florals.
Yeah. What other nonprofits are you affiliated with?
So we do a lot of work with the YMCA, with the Girl Scouts of the Jersey Shore, and also other organizations like service organizations, Kiwanis International, Rotary. So we contribute to a lot of those, but also volunteer quite a bit.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, you are incredible. I am so happy to have met you. I get your mailings all the time, but to have you here is really special. Where can people find out more about you?
Well, thank you for saying so, first of all, but you can find more about us at narcissusflorals.com, and if you're interested in supporting our foundation, it's occfoundation.org.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ken.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you this summer.
Yes.
It's around the corner.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next week on Your New Jersey.
I got the memo, I got the message, I got the opportunity, and lucky for me, I have the capacity. And I believe that a lot of that capacity has come as a result of the fact that I have now survived 2 breast cancer diagnoses because I had access to quality care. I had access to resources, both times in 1988 and in 2021.
And instead of just relaxing, which I'm sure your doctors and your family wanted you to do, you thought, I need to create a 1,000-woman event at the premier performing arts center in the state of New Jersey.
Why not? Why not? Challenges lead to opportunities. And this time, I knew so much more. I had relationships, and I'm like, yep, we can do this. Sure we can. I want to build a symposium, a movement. Anybody can walk into New Jersey Performing Arts Center and feel welcomed. So I knew that was the place. And I looked at Joe and I go, yep, and we're going to host it at NJPAC. And he's like, you know how much that's going to cost and how much money you're going to have to raise? Let me correct you. Do you know how much money we're going to have to raise together? Because we're a team and we're a partnership. And that's exactly what happened.
We're all in Prudential Hall. We're kicking off this amazing event, and a very poignant, dramatic video always plays.
I found myself in this space where I had a voice and I knew that I wanted to share stories and I wanted to create something that was missing when I was going through it. So in 2019, I created a podcast. Every single week, I tell somebody else's story about infertility or building their family through assisted reproductive technology.
Like I said, my favorite part of the day, seeing those stories on that big screen in that epic way. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.
New Jersey packs a lot of wow into every winter getaway.
Wow.
Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.